All right, so the time has come to get into laminating the inside of the transom on this boat. I think it's something I've actually been procrastinating on, doing other bits on the boat, putting it off, but yeah, I've got to get it done, so let's get into it. Here's one of the double bias layers. So yeah, there'll be 600 chop strand in between every layer of double bias. Here I've got my little tracked mini dumper and I've welded up a tow ball attachment for the front of that, and I've been using it to move around boats and trailers and stuff. It's been really awesome. All right, so I've got all my chop strand, double bias all cut, all in order, ready to go in. Back's all prepped. Here I'm applying straight vinyl ester resin, and yeah, I'll just wait for that to gel up slightly before I start putting the chop strand mat and double bias on. So that's the first layer of chop strand mat going on there. You need to wet out each layer enough so that once you consolidate it, all of the glass fibers are fully wet out and you've removed all air from that lamination. So you can see I grabbed a small consolidating roller there, chucked that to the side very quickly as the large one was way quicker. And at this point I started thinking I might move the whole boat into the garage as outside might get warm, too hot. So yeah, I just finished consolidating in the garage there, that first layer. And that's the first layer of 450 double bias going on there, which uses or soaks up way less resin, obviously. You still need to consolidate that. Every single layer you consolidate, make sure there's no air in between any of the laminations. So here I'm just mixing up a peanut butter mix to put a cove in the corner where the transom meets the hull, just so there's not a sharp bend for the glass laminations to go around. Yeah, so just installing that peanut butter mix in that corner there and consolidating it. You still need to consolidate that, make sure there's no air in your peanut butter mix. So anywhere there's a sharp corner, put that mix in and make a radius. Just makes laminating easier and stronger. If you don't do that, you're going to end up with air under. So that's a layer then of 600 gram chop strand, which runs down onto the hull as tabbing. And that's the first layer then after that of 450 double bias, which tabs down onto the hull. So that is followed by another layer of 600 gram chop strand mat, and that tabs onto the hull even further, and another layer of 450 double bias, and so on. So I was originally planning on lapping this over the top and rolling it over the back all in one go. It proved to be too much for me. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy. It did kick my ass doing that, but anyway. So there I'm just preparing to cap off the transom with multiple layers of chop strand mat and woven fiberglass material. Right, so I've just capped off all the transom. I'm going to let this gel up, and then I'm going to actually put some flow coat on that just to fill in the weave a bit, and it'll just make sanding easier. A little sea wasp. Very happy with how this is going. So the transom's all sorted now. I'm so stoked. Those two higher bits there are additions than standard. Normally the transom just runs straight across that line there.
So yeah, I'm really happy with those. The original gunnel rubbers used to run all the way to there, but now the little ends will just stop there, which is fine. A lot of boats are like that.
So the transom itself has a composite core and about 7 layers of fiberglass on the inside now.
So now I've actually meshed that top deck into the transom, and the transom's nice and thick now too. So here I've just scalloped out any holes in the existing skin of transom so that I can re-laminate them. So now I've got all these repairs glassed up with chopped strand mat. This is just gelled. That's been, actually it's probably been about an hour or so. So I'm just about to put flow coat over the top of these like I've done with those ones. Doesn't really matter how neat it is, I just want it in there to fill any low spots, which probably aren't that many, because this glass here is just slightly proud, but this flow coat will also help the laminating resin to cure properly, so sanding will be easy. Alright, so they're all sort of rough sanded back to the gel coat, so that's enough for fairing. So I'll be able to fair this whole surface now, and yeah, go from there.